Hey guys, it's Karen here from Arden Cove, and today I wanted to make a video about how to stay productive and motivated when you're working from home or working for yourself or working by yourself. During this time of isolation, a lot of people are working from home by themselves for the first time, and I've had friends ask me, like, how do you stay productive? How do you stay motivated? Normally you go into an office and you have your routine, and all of a sudden your routine is different. Personally, I've been working from home on my own for a couple years now, since 2016. So I have tried a lot of different things. A lot of things don't work for me, but I found some things that do work for me. So I wanted to give you some tips, maybe some helpful advice, hopefully, about how you can adjust to a new routine, one that is productive, one that makes you feel good while you're working from home. Number one is to make a plan. What is your vision? What is your ideal outcome here? Do you have a specific project that you're working towards? Do you have a goal that you want to achieve? Whether you work for yourself or for a company, create some sort of goal for yourself so you have something to work towards, something you can visualize yourself in and be really happy with that end result. So once you have your vision, you want to make a plan of how you're going to achieve it. Break down your project into steps that you can achieve and make a timeline that is realistic for you. That way you set yourself up for completing certain steps before you complete the whole thing. Like, for example, if you're writing a book, it's really hard to sit down and say, I'm gonna write a book today. That's just like a really difficult thing to do. You can say, okay, today I'm going to work on an outline of chapters. Tomorrow I'm going to write my first chapter and I'm going to write 600 words. And you put yourself on these kind of timelines so that you have an idea of how you're going to get to your end goal. Something that can be very helpful for sticking to a deadline is to have a schedule for yourself. Try to find something that makes your body happy, something that is sustainable, especially if you have kids and you don't have child care assistance right now. I know a lot of parents are struggling with having kids who are being homeschooled, but also having their own jobs working from home, and maybe their partner is also working from home. So it can be a little bit hard to juggle all those different schedules. But if you create a plan of what you want your schedule to be or what your child's plan is going to be, that can be really helpful in making sure everyone has their thing going on. Another thing that you might want to consider for your schedule is to figure out what kind of gets you into the mindset of being productive. Like, if you imagine an ideal work day, what kind of schedule will it be? For me personally, I am a morning person, so I try to wake up between 7 and 8. I know that it's much easier for me to wake up if I have some sunshine. So I get out of bed, I open the curtains, I go to the bathroom. There's natural light in my bathroom as well. I'll wash my face, I'll brush my teeth, I'll put in my contacts, I put some sunscreen on, and I'm like, okay, my day is started. Just do the things you would normally do to get ready for work, even if you aren't leaving your apartment per se. One of the things I like doing is changing out of PJs and into normal clothes. Even if the clothes is like still my comfy loungewear clothes, it's not my PJs. For me, I love wearing a sweater and leggings. That is my uniform. The whole idea is that you just change into something, get your body ready for the next thing you're gonna do. Another thing I always make time for is to stay active. This is not really something that you think about very often as like a way to be productive, but I find that being active and exercising or doing yoga or meditating is really, really important to me. Working out first thing in the morning is a really good way to feel like you accomplish something first thing in the day. Like you check off that thing and it feels really satisfying. It's also great because if you're at home working at a desk all day, your back is gonna feel it, your shoulders are gonna hurt. So exercising is really going to help you take care of your body. Even if you don't do like lifting weights or anything like that, you can do yoga and stretch out. Meditation is also a great way to transition, bringing you to be calm and focused and ready to accomplish some goals. I feel like a lot of things that I have to share are just like transitional things. For a lot of people, that transition is leaving your house to go to the office. And when you don't have that physical transition, how can we replace that with something equivalent within your own home? So the things like getting ready for work can be really helpful. It can be cooking and eating your breakfast, making coffee. It can even be like a really short walk around the block and then just coming back ready to like do something. Another thing that I find very helpful is to set up my space. So I have a desk that I work at. I do not recommend working in your bed. I don't even like working in a couch. I like sitting at a desk. I have a monitor and a keyboard and a mouse. Maybe it involves investing in something. It could be a monitor, it could be a desk, it could be a keyboard, it could be a really comfy chair. Maybe you need to buy some setting up equipment, but I think once you have your space set up and that place is just the place you think of when you're like, that's where I'm productive, that's where I switch on, that will be really helpful. If you and your partner are both working from home and there's only one desk, are you guys going to share the desk, or is someone going to work in the dining room while the other person works in the living room? Or, you know, like figure out those sort of things. Remember to take breaks if you need them. You know, think about when you're at the office and where you're working, you'll still get up and maybe refill a cup of tea, get some snacks, maybe talk to a coworker. It's much better to have a sustainable schedule that you can keep up with than stretch yourself too thin and just burn out, and then you're just unhappy and unproductive. If you find that you're stuck on something, maybe you're trying to solve a certain issue, maybe you can take a walk. If you have a dog, walk your dog. If you want, you can also make a snack, you can make some tea, you could read a book or meditate or exercise. I really like exercising around lunchtime as my midday break. Something as simple as walking can really get your creative juices flowing, and all of a sudden you think of a better way to solve a certain problem. Another thing that can really help is to just talk to people. If you have a certain problem, maybe bounce ideas off of a coworker. You can also just like talk to them to socialize, because you don't want to be like totally isolated if you're lonely. You can call your friends, you can have a happy hour. It also helps if you have a goal to tell people about your goal. So, you know, it's like, oh, I really want to accomplish this by this deadline. So if you don't hear me talking about it, ask me about it in a couple weeks. That will help keep you accountable. And also people are rooting for you. So maybe they have some ideas to help you out, or even just checking in to make sure you're staying on track is helpful as well. If you're finding yourself struggling to stick to your schedule, or you're feeling really unmotivated, or you're procrastinating, try to identify what motivates you. Everyone has their own little thing that makes them tick. That can be as simple as maybe you made a plan with unrealistic deadlines. Maybe you don't actually care about this certain thing, or you want a different way to approach the problem. And maybe there are like small things you can do along the way that will help you. For example, one of my big goals at the end of last year was to exercise more. I went from not really exercising to doing yoga every so often to really liking exercising. And now I try to stay active at least a couple days a week. But the way I got there wasn't by going from 0 to 100. I'm not at 100 now, but I got there by adding things along the way. And I've tried different habit trackers. I tried digital ones, I tried written ones, and I found that the ones I like best are written ones, and I found that I like it rainbow and colorful, and it makes me happy to look at and excited to fill out. So I'm excited to work out. I made this spread in my planner that is 365 days of exercise, a whole year. I started it in January, and every day if I exercise, I will mark that day and what kind of exercise I did. And that motivated me so much. Whether you're like me and you find that the habit tracking really works, or maybe you're a numbers person, you can chart out your goals. Maybe you have a reward system where you treat yourself to something you really enjoy when you hit certain milestones. Find little things that, even if it's really, really simple and easy to do, let yourself enjoy that process. The key is to make it a fun thing for you. I love my colorful spread. I'm so excited to fill it out. I'm so excited to do different things because it means there'll be different colors. And it's so simple. It literally doesn't cost me anything extra, and it takes a second to fill it in every day, but it makes me so excited and brings me so much joy. So another thing you want to think about if you are not as productive as you want to be, or you visualize yourself to be, is to figure out if you have any distractions. So get rid of distractions if you can. A lot of people are distracted by social media, which is very hard, especially if you need your phone for work. But if you can, maybe block those apps for certain hours of the day. Put down your phone, turn off the TV playing in the background. I know it's really easy to just be I'll just have it running, but maybe it is super distracting for you. So try to get rid of all your distractions so that you can actually focus on what you're doing. Stop trying to multitask if you can't do it. If you have to multitask, maybe you're a parent, try to figure out how to do it in a way where you can separate them somewhat. Maybe there's a lot of other people in the house and you find it distracting. Maybe try to find a room that you can work in by yourself, or you can wear headphones. That might help if people just walk up to you and start talking to you. Put on headphones, and that way at least if someone is going to interrupt you, they have to knock on the door or tap you on the shoulder to get your attention, and that is just less likely they're going to bother you for less important things. And that can really help with getting you into a zone or the mental space of focused, productive work. If you find that even after all of this, you're still procrastinating, you're still unmotivated, try to figure out why you're procrastinating. I listened to this podcast called Ologies. They had a whole episode on procrastination, and it was so revealing. And one of the things that really stuck to me is that a lot of people who procrastinate have very good reasons for procrastinating. They can rationalize the hell out of it and give you very good reasons of why they haven't done that one thing that they needed to do yet. But it is, at the end of the day, excuses. So try to figure out, why are you making excuses? Why haven't you done it yet? And a lot of times it comes from a fear of failure. Maybe you're afraid that your project won't turn out well, so if you don't start, you can't fail, right?
Maybe you're afraid that you'll do it incorrectly. Maybe you're afraid of making a mistake. Maybe you're afraid that you'll fail. Maybe you're afraid that it won't turn out well, or your coworkers will laugh at you, or someone will think it's stupid, or you have a stupid opinion.
Stop thinking that. Everyone has these fears, but the difference is whether or not you just act on it and you start doing what you want to do, instead of listening to all of those negative thoughts. Believe in yourself. Don't be afraid of failing. Everyone is afraid. Everyone doesn't know what they're doing either. Visualize your success and just focus on that. Don't listen to all the negative thoughts. That episode was really good. There's another episode about fear. Those are both great motivational kind of podcasts that I'll link down below. A lot of times we procrastinate not because we are incapable or incompetent, not because we lack resources, but because we're just afraid. So hopefully you can kick some procrastination in the butt and get your stuff done. I hope you guys found some of the tips in this video useful. If there's anything that you've been doing in your own schedule to adjust to the new work from home life, let me know with a comment down below so that you can share with others who are also reading comments. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Ring that notification bell for more videos in the future. I hope you guys are staying safe indoors and taking care of yourself mentally and physically. Please, please, please stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!